So the question to you guys, you're in or out regarding Dusko Ivanovic firing?
I'm definitely out. And I think Mike said it best. Like, there were no bad losses. It's not like they were underperforming and dropping games by 20, 30 points. They had this issue with fourth quarters, with closing games, but basically they played solid basketball versus Žalgiris, versus Monaco. They could have snatched both of those wins. It's just that, again, that fourth quarter issue happened, and I don't think it's unsolvable. I don't think they were in some huge trouble or anything like that. Probably 5 days before the firing, August released a video or a breakdown about how Zvezda should be fine. Something like that.
Oh, on the same day.
On the same day.
on Saturday morning.
I thought it was earlier. So yeah.
Thank God we posted it before.
So to me, it's crazy. It just shows how unjust the world of basketball is, especially here in Europe. But also at the same time, I haven't been to that locker room. I haven't been to in the front offices of Zvezda. I don't know. Maybe they had some disagreements with the coach. These things happen, and it sometimes leads to unexpected news like this. Because if you look at the results, there's nothing wrong. I mean, you lost games, yeah, but you have to look at the context, how you lost, who you played. They reacted immediately. They probably had this plan B prepared. Who they gonna sign to replace Dusko Ivanovic? So you cannot really compare this firing with, let's say, TG Parker's, because that's a different story. He's been there for a long time. He didn't deliver results. He got some credit, but they started season poorly. And what Asvel did, to me, makes sense. What Zvezda did, it's strange. But again, I don't know anything from inside of the club.
I tried to check, as you mentioned, maybe there was something inside happening between the coach and the management, for instance. And there were a lot of speculations before. I remember even on our Basket News BN Plus WhatsApp chat that we have for exclusively BN Plus subscribers, basketnews.com/plus. Even on that chat, there were some rumors, because we have whole different people inside that chat. Some have their legit sources, some are just regular fans, some are even working in basketball organizations. And they mentioned that there potentially have been some conflicts with Miloš Teodosic, that there was maybe the reason why Nemanja Bjelica is not playing for Red Star is also related to Dusko Ivanovic. We don't see Iago dos Santos playing, and from what I heard that, it's Dusko's way of handling his transition to the EuroLeague. By a couple of sources, I was told that no, there were no major conflicts or something that would be, let's say, the main reason why they decided to cut Dusko Ivanovic. Even vice versa, I know that a lot of players were really surprised by a quick decision. Maybe there were some signals, but nobody expected that it can happen that soon. There were no major problems between Dusko and the management. The relationship was perfect. Dusko Ivanovic is beloved head coach over there. We also saw it from their statements. He did a good job last season as well. So since 2000s, only 2 head coaches worked 2 full seasons in Zvezda. It was Dejan Radonjic, for sure. I think it was in 2 different tenures. And also Mr. Šakota in early 2000s. Then they had so many coaches that nobody worked there over more than 2 seasons. And when I started digging in, what was the main reason why Dusko left? One of the main reasons was actually, it's Zvezda. It's a very demanding organization. And the Balkan region itself is a very demanding region, because they don't have a long-term license in the EuroLeague. They need quick results. They need quick changes to win. The stakes are very high. We all remember their president Čović setting the goals for the season, Final Four. It already tells a lot, and I believe that it comes not from a personal ambition of Mr. Čović. I think it believes from sponsors as well, or agreements and promises you made in Belgrade. And also, I've also heard that one of the reasons was that we shouldn't analyze just the beginning of this season. We should analyze the entire tenure of Dusko Ivanovic in Red Star, and it includes some losses, same like this season against Žalgiris or Monaco. In some games that they had to win against their rivals for the top 8. They didn't deliver in closing out games. And we all remember the last season when before Campazzo's return, I mean, Dusko started with 6-0 run in the EuroLeague. But before Campazzo's return, suddenly they started to dropping games against Alba, against Žalgiris, against somebody else. Even when Campazzo came back, there were some disappointing games. So we shouldn't, and of course, they didn't win ABA League as well. So we shouldn't focus only on the start of the season, but we should look at the same whole process. And from what I understood, hearing those reasons that they didn't see much of an improvement and a change competing against their rivals for the playoff positions, and maybe they saw the trend in losing games, losing 4 quarters.
But again, I would agree with that. If
change the coach in the summer.
If Dusko had more or less the same roster, let's say Campazzo left, they replace him with Shabazz, but all the other guys are more or less the same. Then I would say, okay, so there's continuity, and they still have the same issues from the last season. Maybe you could consider changing the coach. But we're talking about 11 new players.
Yeah, I'm not going to advocate the information I've got, but
I'm reacting to what you said, and I am never happy to see a man losing his job, whether I like him or not. I'm not a fan of Dusko Ivanovic or anything like that. To me, this firing is just cruel and unfair, but